Hey, what's going on, you fucker? Welcome to, again, another episode of ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling. This is episode 108, if I'm not wrong. This is, of course, Hardcore TV. It's December 99. There's been some things going on off the screen. You guys haven't missed much, of course. It's only been literally a day since I recorded last. Like I said, I'm sticking to that system like I pitched. We switched up some broadcasting. I'm not sure I can show it on here. Actually, I should check this. Hold on. 49 days. Okay. Yeah. What the fuck was I gonna say? I don't fucking remember, man. Right. Sorry. Broadcasting. So we are, instead of being on Challenge like we were supposed to be, I got to this show, right? And Challenge was like, I didn't notice Challenge had low fucking content risk stuff. So realistically, we couldn't do hardcore matches. And I'm like, that's fucked up. So I went back only to the Monday of this week. So just the stuff that you saw. I literally did the exact same things. Nothing different. Don't worry. And we are now on Sky Sports 4. So Sky Sports 4 is a subscription service with a little bit more coverage, actually. And they'll let us do whatever we want. So this will be our first episode on there. Should be lots of fun. And without further ado, let's do it to it. Tonight we are in the Jadwin Gymnasium in New Jersey. Let's go. We kick off with a 91A star. A lot of fucking dudes in this segment. So Shane Douglas comes out to the ring with his boys, his stormtroopers, Lance Storm and Chris Candido. Almost said Chris Cage. That's not how that works. Chris Candido, and he's talking about how they're the tag team champions. They're the best, wrestler dudes right now out. This motherfucker, you know what I mean? That whole thing. Who's next? Who's gonna step up? And the lights go out, and when they come back on, Hayabusa and Tajiri are in the ring, and Douglas is like, why did the lights go out? What the fuck's going on? Somebody forgot to pay, Paul, did you forget to pay the fucking electrical bill? Turns around, poison mist right in his eyes. He's like, oh, fuck. And then Lance Storm, Candido brawl with Hayabusa and Tajiri, setting up conflicts. We get a 65C as Mike Awesome defeats John Cronus in about 7.5 minutes with an awesome bomb. This does quite okay. Mike Awesome's really good at the whole pro wrestling thing, especially in this product setting. Hey, we've got our interviewer. Like I said, Christy Mist. She's arrived. She was a porn star. So who else would be holding a microphone with their tits out? She talks to Steve Carino. Steve, what are you doing back here in ECW? And he says, well, I've been thinking, what's a better way to make an impact? And we all know, I think, that I'm not all that fond of the whole hardcore wrestling thing. It's not necessarily my forte. There's another guy whose forte it is not, and that's the World Television Champion, Kurt Angle. And Kurt, you're in the main event tonight taking on Too Cold Scorpio. With that World Television Championship on the line, I'm glad to see you are defending it finally. But I want a shot. Sometime in the future. I've heard whispers you might be busy. Come crossing the lines again, at the end of the month. But at the Living Dangerously pay-per-view, I don't know, my time might come, I don't know, you know what I mean? But he basically is like, I will wrestle you, maybe, hopefully. Steve Carino's in the television title hunt. So here we get a segment with Percy Pringle backstage. Percy Pringle's like getting like a water from a vending machine or something like that, and out of a fucking like corner, Tommy Dreamer, chair in hand, holy shit, just runs out, smashes Percy Pringle in the back, and just hammers him over the head, and then hammers him over the stomach, and kind of traps his arm in it, maybe stomps on it. He brutalizes Percy Pringle, and maybe, just maybe, Tommy Dreamer got some revenge. But what's Abyss gonna have to do about this? Does Abyss care about Percy Pringle? I don't know. This does really well. Holy shit. And about that, good wrestling and decent reaction to the crowd. Chris Jericho defeated Just Incredible in 10-14 by submission with the Lion Tamer. These two put on a really damn good match. Chris Jericho continues to build momentum. And just as that happens, holy shit, Sexton Hardcastle and Christian Cage come out onto the stage with Angelita. Sexton says, Chris, I can't help but notice that you, sir, are somewhat like ourselves. You're a man with blonde hair. And Christian says, you're a man who understands the party lifestyle. Sexton says, you're a man who understands how we roll. And just looking at you, we can tell. I mean, look at the way you're dressed. And Jericho kind of looks down. He's like, the fuck do you mean? I'm wearing fucking tights. I'm fucking wrestling, dude. What the fuck? And Christian says, that's why me and Sexton here have discussed it. And Jericho, we'd like to offer you to become our understudy. To learn from us, the greatest tag team in pro wrestling today, the Suicide Blondes. Come hang out. Maybe pick up a few things. Jericho's like, hold the fucking phone for a minute. You two want me to learn under you. I'm sorry. What have you done again? Have you won the tag team championships? I don't think you have. I genuinely don't think they have. Have you won a high-profile match even in this company? You two. Okay. I'm going to impart some knowledge onto you. There's a difference between having fun and fucking yourselves over. What I do is have fun. You two, well, you both look like you fuck each other every single night either way. And, Sexton's like, what? What the fuck? Man just calls gay? What the fuck? Fuck. And he says, Chris, now come on, there's no reason to be like that, all right? We offered you a great opportunity here. There's no reason to get angry. And Jericho says, oh, you're right. I, Chris Jericho, who have worked for nationally televised companies, versus you two, who, I'm sorry, where have you worked before here? BCW? The fuck is a BCW? There's a reason why there are Jericho-holics worldwide, drinking in every single sip they can possibly get of beautiful, precious Jericho Hall. And that's because the Lionheart is the hottest thing going in pro wrestling. You two, on the other hand, you two look like cheap 80s knockoffs. And what the fuck are you even wearing, Christian? A fucking mesh red shirt? Hey, I got this shirt on sale. Blah, blah, blah. It's like a comedy, funny thing. It sets up these guys aren't getting along. We're probably going to see some fights. Sandman explains with Woman. Woman more or less explains. Sandman kind of hangs out and smokes a cigar. The Woman says, a lot of people are asking what happened last week. Why did the Sandman attack Taz? There are two answers. The first of all, Taz is world champion. And if anybody has watched pro wrestling for even a moment, you understand that when you are a world champion, there's a target on your back, and you're just waiting for somebody to hit that target. But second of all, I don't think me and the Sandman totally care about your championship. Taz, your belt, as nice as it is, isn't the concern of the Sandman, and sure, he'll take it from you. But the Sandman just wants to hurt you. And why does he just want to hurt you? And the camera kind of focuses over to the Sandman, and Sandman just says, pointless violence. Needless violence. All-consuming violence. So this Sandman kind of redesigned character, I'm not sure if he's like... Part of me thinks he's like... He's obviously not actually mentally ill, but like part of my thought is like he just wants to destroy shit. He's been so long like hanging out with Tommy Dreamer, trying to be like good moral defender guy. The man just wants to beat some people up and break shit, and he kind of did that with Too Cold Scorpio. And now he's targeting the big boy. He's targeting Taz. Wow, holy shit. Moving on. This does quite well. Holy shit. And about that at Decent Wrestling, but not much heat. The Dudley Boyz defeat Meanie and Richards when Bubba Ray defeated, the Blue Meanie by pinfall day. Dudley Death dropped the 3D. Looks good overall to me. Awesome stuff. Dudley Boyz get some momentum. Okay, backstage, we see kind of the continuation of the angle we saw last week. Jerry Lynn and Paul Heyman are talking backstage, and Jerry actually looks kind of not totally excited, and he's like, "Are you joking me when you say this, Paul? Like, are you fucking with me? Because you know I want that. You know what this would mean to me." And Paul's like, "Listen, I know you have your problems, and I know you've got, like, reservations about it, but next week, when he's not busy, you talk to him. Figure it out. If you two can make this work, I'm all on board for doing it. We've got them. We might as well use them." Jerry's like, "Well, Paul, I thank you for this opportunity, and maybe I'll talk, but maybe we'll talk, but you know he's not right. You know." And Paul's like, "Oh, I know, trust me, I had to deal with him myself, like, only a couple months ago. He's..." And Jerry just says, "Yeah, okay, Paul, I'll talk to him, no promises." And Heyman kind of looks at him and nods, and he says, "All right, Jerry, let me know." And he holds his hand out, and him and Jerry Lynn shake hands. And just before our main event tonight, again, Too Cold Scorpio versus Kurt Angle for the ECW Television Championship. Mikey Whipwreck cuts a promo, and he's a little upset. He's like, I talked last week about wanting to build momentum. I'm not even on the show tonight. I had to beg, borrow, and steal for this time. You know what's supposed to go in this time slot? Workout ads. Yeah. We were supposed to have a 4-minute long, I kid you fucking not, workout infomercial. But I need this time. I really do. To express that I want this, man. And Paul Heyman, wherever you are, if you're watching this, know that I want this. I want to be the best, I guess. I mean, everybody wants to be the best, but shit, I just want to be part of it at this point. I'm on the outside looking in, it feels like. I've been part of this company for a long damn time. I've done a lot of good things here, and all of a sudden I can't get a fucking courtesy call when I'm not on the show. I show up expecting to work, and nobody tells me. Ball's in your court, Paul. Come on, dude. Like, it just put me against anybody. I'll fight anybody you want. Anybody. Main event time. Shit, this did really well. And about that, superb wrestling and distraction of the crowd. Kurt Angle defeated Too Cold Scorpio in 1732 by pinfall with an angle slam. Kurt Angle makes defense number 3 of his ECW World Television Championship. Kurt Angle's really good with the whole pro wrestling thing. Scorpio's older, but this is also a really good match for him, a really good look for him. And I have some decently bad news. I know I kind of talked about I didn't think anybody overly important was going to be leaving. Scorpio's going back to the WWF. Which I decided was okay to let him go. This was literally his only program coming up. We were going to do this in, I think, spring of next year, so I'll have to, of course, figure out what to do instead, but I'm glad this match got done. It did really well. Thank you, Scorpio. Yeah, I know you were only here for a couple months, but that's kind of how the ball works, you know what I mean? You show up to ECW for a little bit, and then you go back away. Thanks so much. 100 Days Star to close out the show. We've got Raven with CM Punk, Daphne, and they're talking about Rob Van Dam, and Raven basically just tells Rob that he wouldn't have it any other way if he thinks it's not over. CM Punk here hasn't beaten Rob yet, and that's what decides it's over. And if Rob isn't careful, the ace up the sleeve will come out. And it's all going to come crashing down from there. His name, his legacy, his empire, everything he's thought he's built will fall apart. Because Van Damme, you made a fool out of me. It's not something I take lightly to. I will be your end, quoth the Raven. Nevermore. And overall, we get an 85B plus up in 7. Fuck yeah, folks. That's fucking good. No, but genuinely, that is an awesome rating. I hope we get, like, really good, what do you call it this week? Why am I stupid? Why can't I think? I hope we get really good ratings coming this week, because that's a pretty damn good show, I think, comparatively. So yeah, it feels pretty good to be doing this consistently again. I kind of feel like I can start to create stories again, you know what I mean? Get the ball kind of flowing. Oh shit, WFF storylines. Mankind and Taker, Michaels and Kane, Rock and Triple H versus Big Show and Owen Hart. Oh my god. What is this? AJPW World's Strongest Tag League. Holy shit, Quad and Dr. Death. Fuck. Okay, a lot of dudes setting their sights, blah, blah, blah. XPW gets Stephanie McMahon. XPW gets Stephanie McMahon. Good God. That's wild as fuck. But anyways, we're gonna keeping on here. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I don't think there's anything else I need to address. I'll see you for next episode of Hardcore TV. And, yeah. Sounds good. This is Silly Talk. Signing out.